Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got a non-bingo-y rack, but I can get a good score with Jinx for 36. Well, still non-bingo-y, but I have a scoring tile in the K. Jinx doesn't take any letters before or after. I have talked on my rack, which would turn over tiles. Although these tiles, apart from the K, are fairly bingo-y, there's no 4 or 5 letter set which is massively worth preserving. So if I can get a decent score by playing 5 or 6 tiles, I will likely consider it. Now I have an A for going underneath the J. So I have ADE. I have Cade underneath Jinx. Opponent takes that out. If takes a D and a K in front. So I have card, which, wow, look at this triple letter square above EX, inviting a big and easy response. And this rack leave isn't fantastic, but 36 points is good, and I can't see any other way of getting close to that. Well, non-bingo-y, again, but it's balanced, and I have the W for score, and I have a slender lead, but surely opponent is going to take that spot. If he doesn't, my W can go there. Kif takes an S. But that's all, so top right is really the only place available for moves at the moment, unless opponent's got a bingo in row J. Now, if opponent does play in row F, then there's likely to be scoring potential in this double letter square. So 40 points for opponent, but that was unavoidable. Nothing goes in front of Wax. Oh, wow, I don't have a vowel to go in front of P. Brutal. I was looking forward to a nice, comfortable 30-point 3-tile play. Not available. So, what to do? I do still lead. But this is a tricky spot. Board is super tight. Wop only takes an S. So I'm looking to play perhaps in column 11 or column 12. But this rack is pretty wretched. There's nothing I'd like to hang on to, so I'd quite like to play off a lot of tiles. Now, I do have an A for JA, so are there any plays ending AFY? No, I don't think there are. And I also need to play in the top right, because if opponent does have an O or a U, they're looking at another easy 30 or 40 point play. So what do I have? I have Glad, 12, still better than changing. But surely something better. And is there a way of playing the W? W, D and G are all non-synergetic, so I'd like to play off 2 of them if possible. Wow, was not really expecting the board to be this tight this quickly. So I'm not seeing anything better than Glad, but this is pretty blocky. And this is a balanced keep, and I may be able to score with the W next turn. Only 12 points. Do I have something better onto the P? Well, I do, surely. Gorp is better. 20 points, and I'm burning the W, and opponents, although they can score with this double word score, it's not easy, because whatever goes there has to be followed by a W. Well, nice rack. I have the Z and the rest of the rack is bingo. I'm not seeing a bingo here through the G or the A, but I have several short words on my rack. I have ZO, DZO, ZE, Zell. So I should be able to play somewhere. This J spot I think will be taken at some point. An oofy play would work. Wow, nice bingo for opponent, 74 points. That opens the board up nicely. And a few more floaters to consider. So, do I have a bingo through any of these? How about an I? And I have the IZED ending. So totalized through T and A. Nothing with the I. How about the N? No. C. No. U. No. And that's it. And I've already considered G and A. So do I have a double through the U? No. I do have tousled, but that's going to be for a pretty average score. Can I get the Z doubled? I cannot. So what to do here? What about getting the Z doubled in row C? No. What about a play through this W? No. Wow. Really quite an unusual situation to have no candidate plays standing out. I do have Zoll in column 13, but placing a Z next to a double word square doesn't feel great. However, what's opponent going to do? Play down there, opening up column 15. This is quite a good four-letter set. It goes very well with the N, quite well with the C. I am getting 32 points, which is half a bingo. Not too many tiles go after Geo, so opponent might just make a two-letter play. I'm obstructing this double word square to the left of the W. So this is 32 points. What do I have that's better? Nothing. Am I? Yeah, I am going with this. So, quite nice. Do I have anything? And I'm looking at these floaters in incuses. I'm not seeing a 7 here. What about the N? I have the ING ending. Not seeing anything. Wow. What about the I? No. Gosh, I hope this isn't the case of my Scrabble head not being on. How about the C? That doesn't go well with G. How about the U? Wow, I'm not seeing a bingo here. What about AL? No. Glistened through EN, but no two-letter sets available apart from the top right. Wow, fantastic bingo for opponent. Now, through an E, and there isn't one, opponent's played two, neither available, I would have Legiust or Gelidust. 80 points for opponent. What about the L? I have Gladiust in row N, so I do have a bingo, but what about this L? No, through an O, I would have Godliest. So I'm not seeing anything better than Gladiust, and it's good to have a bingo. So Gladiust for 74. And slightly vowel heavy, but all bingo-y tiles. And if the Z remains available, I have AE. And with all these vowels, what are the floaters? I and I, both vowels. So what if opponent goes top right? Well, if he places an O next to the Z, I might have EA for Zoa. Not that that's going to score much. Wow, great, 27 for opponent, but I'm saying great because this remains available for 30 points. And look at this rack leave. Okay, so do I have a bingo? I've drawn a duplicate and a U, not a great pick. So, do I have a 7, and are there floating consonants? Don't think I do have a 7. Urinaries through the right pair, but not many pairs to consider. So how about the M? I trail by about 20. Not seeing anything with the M. What other floaters are there? There's I and M. Not seeing anything there. Through N and M, I would have numeraires. Actually, I wouldn't. I would need another E for that. Goer is good. Through a C, I would have curaries. So, what am I going to do? Where can I play off UR or UIR? Can't make use of add. J not available, and I'm looking at scoring tiles on the board to try and get a decent score. Nothing bottom left. Gosh, I hope there's not a 7 here I'm missing. Or a bingo through this M. Great, just 6 points for opponent. That's good. But has he kept a 5-letter powerhouse? Still both blanks to come. Wow. Now, what do I have top right? ZA takes an S. Go takes an R. Any something SR plays? No. I could play Razor, RAISER, retaining the U. Only 26 points. That is not best. Opponent's provided nothing, but why should he? Gosh, this is another really tricky rack. Wex takes an E. So I'm looking to play off U and R, and I'm just not seeing anywhere for that apart from here. 5 points. Is there a way of opening the board up? This rack leave is so good, though, that strong chance of a column 15 bingo, strong chance of a bingo through the M. And look at this, opponent's play of Receival has created really good 7-letter lanes in columns 3 and 5, albeit not for bingos ending in S. But is 5 the best I can do with R and U? I don't want to obstruct the M. And I would consider playing the I as well, but I'm not seeing anywhere for that. So I'm going with R. So I have Snaria in column 15 and Sierran. Oh wow, neither of which play in columns 3 and 5. I have Mariners in row L. So this is played out exactly as I hoped it would, but couldn't be sure of. I have bingos in column 15 and through the M. What about this floating E in row O? Rearisen. Yes, well, there is a bingo there. So I don't think opponent can block all of my bingos, and I only trail by 20. The only fly in the ointment would be if opponent bingoed himself now, and that must be a possibility with only 37 tiles unseen and 2 blanks out there. But if opponent doesn't bingo and I do, then I'll be drawing 7 tiles and may draw one of those blanks. That would put me in a strong position. So Snaria, Sierra, and any other anagrams of that 7-letter set. Neither of those plays takes advantage of the Z. Okay, so, well, in a way that's good news. Opponent hasn't bingoed. He's only got 26 points. So, do I play Mariners? Or do I play Rearisen? Mariners scores most, but Rearisen provides much less useful floaters. I think I go for the score. Mariners. Does Mariners have an anagram? Let me put this back. Have I fully considered all bingo lanes? What about column 3, ending in N? Not seeing anything. 9 minutes on my clock. What about column 5 with a U? No. Does Mariners have an anagram? No. I and M? No. What about the U? No. Rearisen? 63. I think I have to play Mariners for 72. And I draw one of the blanks, which is good. Rest of the rack isn't too shabby either. It's a sort of rack which I feel can be sorted out in one play. But my lead only 26 points. Opponent must have something scory through the floaters I've just provided. Now, wow, I would have mutinied. Does that fit? Oh, not quite through this E. It would begin next to what? Yeah, do I have a 7 here? Because there are 7-letter lanes in columns 3 and 5. Let me whiz through the alphabet, and I'm looking for a 7. Not seen anything so far. Multi-fid through an F. I don't think untimid is good, but this is the mutinied rack through an E. Still not seeing anything. Humidity through an H. So I'm not seeing a 7. Does mutinied have an anagram? Don't think so. Now, what about column 3 ending in N? Because Vi is good, Ve and V are all good. Now, opponents played 33 points, could have been worse. E and N, yes, because I have mutinied through the N. Gosh. I feel that some of you may have spotted that a little sooner than I did. I was considering the E of Mariners, which was where it didn't work, but it does work through this N. 65 points. I am setting up a really hot Q spot. Yeah, so 8 minutes, that's loads of time. Do I have an alternative bingo through this N? I don't think I do. So mutinied, I'm using the blank as an E for 65 points. Well, I missed the Q, I missed the blank. But I do now have a lead of 50 points. The only bingo lanes are columns 3 and 4. Maybe I can do something about that. 16 tiles in the bag. Let me count the vowels. 10 out of 23, so fairly balanced, plus there's a blank to come. How much is opponent going to score? That's going to influence how much I block and how much I just try and outrun opponent. Any bingo in columns 3 and 5 is going to provide some scoring potential with parallel plays. What does Zol take at the end? Just an S, I think. Where are the scoring spots for me? I have Cobb. Wow, I have 3 O's and 3 O's still to come, so I certainly need to play off 2 of them, I feel. I could play Cool in the bottom left for over 20 points. That would sort the rack out nicely. Just wondering about Bool with an E. Not sure about that. I don't think it's good. No, it's not. I think Bool is. Difficult to know whether it's better to hang on to the C or not. 33 for opponent. Now, should I be taking out this massive Q spot? Gosh, so close. Wow. Do I have something? I can't put an E next to this T. That's the problem. If opponent draws the Q and the blank, I'm in trouble. Ordinarily, I would prefer to keep the C because it's more bingo-y than the B, but towards the end game, the C is less flexible because there's only CH as a 2-letter play, whereas B has a lot of 2-letter words. So this is what I'm thinking of. It's not a great score. I am getting rid of 2 O's, which is good. Can I do even better? Well, it would have to have double O in exactly this position, so it's either going to be in Cool, Bool, or Rule. This is all I can see. It's only 23 points, but I feel it's the right play. And I missed the Q and blank again. 10 tiles in the bag. Now, the other thing I didn't consider was blocking the bingo's lanes in columns 3 and 5, but I couldn't see a way of doing that. I guess I could have played all, but that would have involved a massive score sacrifice. Now, I certainly can take out this Q spot with this rack. I have Bio for 20 points. Great. An opponent has not played the Q. He's not bingoed. And the remaining pool looking distinctly non-bingo-y, with no E's or S's. And any bingo, although I talk about bingo lanes in columns 3 and 5, they have to end in a vowel, and there's no E. And most bingos which end in a vowel end in an E. So, 6 minutes on my clock. What to do? So, do I have a bingo myself? Close, but I don't. Even with this N. So I do want to take out this Q spot. My lead is only 40 points. That would, less than 40 points, that would vanish with the Q play. So I have OB. 7 tiles in the bag. This is what I have. I have OB. 6 vowels out of 13. I could well draw more vowels. It would be nice to play off 1 more vowel. It would be nice to turn over more tiles. If I draw the Q at this point, it's not good. There's just this I in receival, and that's going to be for 11 points. But I do need to take out this spot. Can I play off another O? Or just 5 minutes on my clock? What are the options here? I can play bio. So I think this is probably best in terms of restricting what opponent can get. Yeah, I am going with this. Well, I dodged the Q, which is good because opponent can't now score with the Q. He may have it himself, in which case he could be playing just QI. I have a horrible rack, no scoring tiles, but vowels are useful in the endgame. They're far more useful in the endgame than earlier on. I'm just wondering what I can do around the R. If opponent plays QI, it would be quite nice to just take out the bingo lanes in columns 3 and 4, because I think I can outrun opponent. AL. Oh, wow. Okay. Here we go. The bag is empty. The opponent has the Q. 4 minutes on my clock. I trail by 9. What can opponent do with his Q? He can play Cade and Caddy. Oh, and there are 2 eyes. Maybe I can block both of those eyes. Only an A can go in front of G. So, if I play A, E, I'm blocking both of those eyes. Okay, there may be another way of doing this. I can play double O, R, no, not R, double O-M, but I think Dune is good. It is good, so that doesn't work. Am I fixating on Cade and Caddy? Does opponent have another... Oh, he has Cade through the eye. Okay, so I do need to block these eyes, or the top eye, certainly. Bottom one's only going to score a little bit more. So, what happens... there's only 2 minutes on my clock. I can't tarry. What happens if I play orange? 16 points, 429. I lead by 7. Oh, opponent plays Caddy through this eye. This eye is dangerous. I do need to block both eyes. Just can't see any alternative to A, E. And then I have Romeo. And I can't go out with that. And I don't want opponent to have a second turn. I'm not seeing any alternative to A, E. So anywhere for Romeo. Don't think so. Only 1 minute on my clock. Is AE all I've got? I'm going to have to go with this. I'm just running out of time. Opponent's going to play Cade, I think, through this I. Then he's going to score off the H. Is there anywhere for Romeo? There is. Nag and Een. Wow. That will remain available. How long has opponent? Opponent's got 8 minutes to find an out here, and he may have one. Oh no, I haven't blocked Caddy onto the eye. Rats. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, rats, that's blocked my Romeo spot. I get 10 on count back. I would need to score 19 with Roneo to win. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think they raise anywhere for Roneo. And opponent's got AH, so if I don't go out, he's certainly going to score. Oh, and opponent got 32 points for that. Surely there was a 2-move out, which could have done the job. So I'm down to my last minute. I can play ooh for 19. Gosh, what a waste that was. AE, it achieved nothing because it didn't block caddy. Oh well, ooh for 19. Now, opponent's got HA. He is going to have outs, I'm sure. Well, sometimes you just need more time in the end game. Yeah. And, well, let me just correct my spelling mistake. And the final score, 444 for me, 471 for opponent, a winning margin of 26 points, so well done to opponent. Let's see what I missed. Wow, was there a win at the end? I feel there was. AE was so lame. Now, me to go fast, I played Jinx. I could have played Kanji for more points, retaining the X. I don't think there's much between those plays. Opponent plays 5, and I have card for 36. Opponent's rack, 40 points for WAP. And here we go. This is the first rack that was really problematic. And I play Gorp for 20, which looks fine. Great bingo for opponent. Also has issuance. Zloty A13. Well, sticking the Z in the middle of row A, not great. So what do? I play Zol for 32. Yeah, a few other options available. Great rack for opponent. Velia A14. Wow. Tsar, Goa and all. Opponent plays Receival instead. And now Gladius was my only bingo. Horrible rack for opponent. Plays Muse. And I play just a couple of tiles. I play AE for 30, sacrificing 13 points. However, I'm keeping Raise, and Raise is 13 points better than IS. IS is fine. S is worth 8 to 10. I probably helps it a little bit. So that's probably worth about 10. But Raise is so good, I would say that's probably 25 to 30. It's a really nice 5-letter set. So could well be 15 points better. And I am sacrificing 13 points in score. Horrible rack for opponent. No vowels. Plays Van. Well, no missed bingo here. And very little over 20. What do? I play for 5. Again, retaining that powerhouse 5-letter rack leaf. So I'm happy with that. And wow, opponent E5 has a double-double non-bingo for 70 points. Fortunately for me, doesn't see it. Plays Op. I have Mariners, F13. Oh, I didn't consider putting an S on the end of WAP for 4 fewer points. Yeah, maybe that's what I should have done. Only 4 fewer points and providing pretty much no floaters. But both Sierran and Snaria would have placed a vowel next to this double letter square, so that's not in its favour. Yeah, an opponent would just have played perhaps half in that spot if I'd played Snaria. So opponent plays Births, and I'm in reasonable shape. I only trail by 7. I've got the blank, and I have a bingo, Mutiny, so I'm in a very strong position. Opponent has the other blank, doesn't have a bingo, plays Defy, and here we go. This is, I feel, the pre-end game, or close to it. I play Cool for 23, I6. Oofy and Joe, that's quite nice. Not massively better though. Yeah, I think cool is fine. No bingo for opponent, plays tot. 7 tiles in the bag. I played bio for 20. Yeah, and I'm taking out this Q spot, which I think is important. So I'm happy with my play. Great bingo by opponent, Lignite. And now here we go. This is the fatal moment. The bag is empty. Opponent's got the Q. He's got caddy spots around the board. What's best? So, Oofy for 24. I6. Yeah, that doesn't impact any of the Q spots, and it leaves me with a Ren. 24 for 37, 15-point lead. Opponent's going to get 30-ish. 15, I get 10 on countback, so pretty much any 2-move out is going to win the game for me. So I'm not confident that I could go out with a Ren, but Oregano, D2, which is similar to the orange play. Oregano leaving just an E, and I've got F for 15. Yeah, Oregano for 18, 431. I lead by 11. Caddy, 34. I trail by 16. Yeah, I think Oregano wins. I think orange wins. I just deluded myself into thinking that EA blocked both of the eyes at the top of the board, and they didn't. But even if they had, I think I would have needed an out in 2, which AE didn't provide. Well, except it did. If AE had blocked both eyes, I think opponent would have used the eye in Gladius, and I would have had my 5-letter out Ronio in column 3. But I think Oregano or orange would have done the job, and also probably Engor and Enrage. But I didn't see that. Opponent gets 30 points for his Q. And now I can still win if I can go out and score enough, but nothing's available. So I play Oo for 19. I could have got 5 more points with Oofy. And opponent goes out with Ha. So what a game. Super exciting stuff, and slightly anticlimactic at the end, because I had a shot at victory and didn't seize it. I was down to my last minute, and I made a play which allowed opponent to get 30 points for his Q, and I then didn't have an outplay. But fascinating stuff nonetheless. Many congratulations to opponent on his victory. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.